Today, we're stepping into the shadowy corridors of history with a book that pulls back the curtain on one of the most enigmatic figures of the 20th century, Allen Dulles, the master architect of America's intelligence empire. The book is The Devil's Chessboard: Allen Dulles, the CIA, and the Rise of America's Secret Government by David Talbot. And let me tell you, this is not just a book, it's a journey into the heart of darkness. Picture this. It's an Indian summer evening in 1965. The setting is Georgetown, Washington, D.C., a place teeming with spies, diplomats, and power brokers. Willie Morris, a young editor at Harper's Magazine, is strolling alongside Allen Dulles, the former CIA director. Dulles, with his charming demeanor and twinkling eyes, is regaling Morris with tales of his clandestine adventures. But then, something shifts. Dulles's tone turns sharp, almost venomous, as he utters words that cut through the evening air. Little Kennedy, he thought he was a god. It's a moment that reveals the deep-seated animosity Dulles harbored for John F. Kennedy, a man he once served but ultimately came to view as a threat. Now, let's rewind a bit. Allen Dulles was not just any spy master. He was the creator of America's sprawling intelligence empire. He was a man who believed in the power of secrets, a man who operated in the shadows, often with little regard for the presidents he served. His career was marked by a series of stunning victories and devastating defeats, none more infamous than the Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961. This disastrous operation, which aimed to overthrow Fidel Castro, ended in humiliation for the CIA and marked the beginning of the end for Dulles's reign. But here's the twist. Dulles's story doesn't end with his resignation. In fact, it's just the beginning. After being forced out by Kennedy, Dulles didn't retreat into obscurity. Instead, he continued to wield influence from the shadows, operating as if he were still the intelligence chief. He met with CIA officers, strategized with Cuban exiles, and even met with figures like Paulino Sierra Martinez, a mysterious and potentially dangerous character with ties to the mafia and anti-Castro movements. The question that looms over this period is, did Dulles, a man with a deep-seated grudge against Kennedy, play a role in the events that unfolded in Dallas on November 22, 1963? This is where The Devil's Chessboard takes us into the murky world of Cold War espionage and political intrigue. Talbot paints a picture of a man who was not just a spy master but a master manipulator, a man who believed that democracy was something to be managed by the elite, not left to the whims of the electorate. Dulles's worldview was shaped by his experiences in the world of high finance and international intrigue, where he and his brother, John Foster Dulles, navigated the treacherous waters of global politics with a deft hand. But what drove Allen Dulles? What fueled his relentless pursuit of power and influence? Talbot suggests that it was a combination of personal ambition, a deep-seated distrust of communism, and a belief in the importance of maintaining American dominance on the world stage. Dulles was a man who saw the world in black and white, a man who was willing to make deals with the devil if it meant achieving his goals. One of the most chilling aspects of Dulles's story is his relationship with the Nazis. During World War II, Dulles was stationed in Switzerland, where he engaged in secret negotiations with Nazi officials, often bypassing the official U.S. policy of unconditional surrender. He was more in tune with the Nazi elite than with President Roosevelt, and his actions during this period raise troubling questions about his loyalties and motivations. Talbot also delves into Dulles' role in the early days of the CIA, where he oversaw a series of covert operations that toppled governments and installed dictators friendly to U.S. interests. From the overthrow of Iran's democratically elected government in 1953 to the coup in Guatemala the following year, Dulles' fingerprints are all over some of the most controversial episodes in American history. But perhaps the most haunting question that Talbot raises is whether Dulles was involved in the assassination of John F. Kennedy. While the book doesn't provide definitive proof, it lays out a compelling case that suggests Dulles had the motive, means, and opportunity to orchestrate such a plot. The evidence is circumstantial, but it's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about one of the most pivotal events in American history. As we unravel the enigma of Allen Dulles, we are forced to confront uncomfortable truths about the nature of power and the lengths to which those in power will go to maintain it. The Devil's Chessboard is not just a biography. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of transparency and accountability in government. So, what can we learn from the life and legacy of Allen Dulles? For one, we are reminded that history is often more complex than it seems, and that the actions of individuals can have far-reaching consequences. Dulles' story is a reminder that the pursuit of power can lead to corruption, and that the true measure of a leader is not just their ability to wield power, but their willingness to use it responsibly. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of history. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. And if you want to dive deeper into the world of Allen Dulles, pick up a copy of The Devil's Chessboard by David Talbot. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep seeking the truth.
This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book The Devil's Chessboard, Allen Dulles, the CIA, and the Rise of America's Secret Government by David Talbot. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.